One Zambia, one nation. You are watching Zanis News with me, Henry Himonde. Let's take a look at the headlines in our news. 9 senior government officials sworn in. Multi-choice Zambia donates oxygen concentrators to Copperbelt hospitals. Digitized social cash transfer scheme launched. Plus, Nalolo Member of Parliament launches festive football tournament. The news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has called on the newly sworn-in senior government officials to serve the country diligently. Mr. Hichilema says the officials should put the interest of the people first as they execute their duties. Zanis reports that the head of state said this today at State House, where he saw in 9 senior government officials.
President Hakainde Hichilema has called upon the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, to accelerate the prosecution reforms. This was during the swearing-in ceremony of 9 senior government officials at State House today. Among them are Secretary to Cabinet Patrick Kangwa, Deputy Secretary to Cabinet Oliver Kalabo, and Ministry of Sports and Arts Permanent Secretary Chama Fumba. Others are Tobias Mulimbika, who was sworn in as Ambassador to Japan, and Gilbert Piri was also sworn in as Director General of Public Prosecution. Mwangala Zalomes has been sworn in as Chairperson at the Electoral Commission of Zambia, and her deputy being Alice Mwinga, while McDonald Chipenzi has also been sworn in as Commissioner at ECZ. Speaking during the ceremony, the head of state urged officers to put the interest of the people first.
It is the people that own these offices, and we owe it to the people that we serve them to the best of our abilities. Sometimes we forget. And sometimes it's evident that we forget. Last 1 year, I've been observing, 15 months now, getting to 16 months, I'm observing. I'm gonna see that, that colleague has forgotten that they work for the people.
The head of state then called upon the Director General of Public Prosecution, Gilbert Piri, to ensure that cases of prosecutions are addressed urgently.
You can't prosecute a case for 1 year. If you can prosecute a presidential petition with 156 constituencies and thousands of polling stations, maybe 13,000, 14,000, in 14 days, I know it from experience. If you can prosecute a presidential petition in 14 days, why do we have parliamentary petitions going on for 1 year?
The newly sworn-in officers have committed to ensure efficiency and professionalism.
The next few weeks, months, you will see the transformation agenda, the reforms to ensure that we are able to bring in the efficiency and effectiveness that the public service has to pick up.
So I think what we'll be doing is to understand how can government be helpful to the artists and also leverage their work, their input to maximize on the benefits for the artists.
We shall uphold the Constitution in the execution of our duties, and once the board of the National Prosecution Authority is impaneled, we shall be meeting new members of the press and pointing the new direction where we want to take it.
Jane Simalumba Zanis in Lusaka.
In Northern Province, government says the rehabilitation and upgrading of the Akasokoshi Dam in Luwingu district at a cost of 2.3 million kwacha will improve water supply for farmers and the community in Masonde farming block. Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu says once complete, the dam will significantly help improve water supply in the area. Patrick Kabwe visited the district and now reports.
Works on the rehabilitation of Akansokoshi Dam in Luwingu district in Northern Province are progressing well. The project, which is being implemented at a cost of over 2.3 million kwacha, is scheduled for completion soon. The Zambia National Service (ZNS) was contracted to carry out the works.
This Akansokoshi Dam was handed over to Zambia National Service on September 9th, of which we started constructing this embankment. So far the works were just progressing well, and we are remaining with just about a few touches here and there, and we are likely to hand it over to Department of Water Resources in 3 weeks' time.
And Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu, who conducted a tour of the dam, emphasized the importance of the facility to the surrounding communities.
This dam is being constructed at a very, very high cost to ensure that we mitigate the challenges of water. We shall be using this water for both agricultural purposes and even consumption. So it is important that this dam is guarded jealously.
Patson Ngosa is Provincial Water Resources Development Engineer.
This dam is specifically constructed for the locals, the local community, as well as the farming block on our left. It's for domestic use as well as agriculture, and we are pushing fisheries also to put some cage so that the local people can have something like fish in the dam.
Reporting for Zanis News in Luwingu District, I am Patrick Kabwe.
To Southern Province now, where the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, in collaboration with the Zambian government, has embarked on a $19 million project to improve water supply and sanitation in 4 provinces. Kalomo and Kazungula are among the districts in Southern Province which will benefit from modern toilets, borehole, and rehabilitated water points under the project. Here are the details.
According to the recent Water and Sanitation Hygiene Wash Baseline Assessment report conducted in various districts of Southern Province, access to sanitation in public schools has remained a challenge. Kalomo and Kazungula districts are the worst hit, with about 93.2% and 91.7% of the institutions respectively having limited access to sanitation. The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, in partnership with government, has introduced a project dubbed Expanding Water and Sanitation, with Kalomo and Kazungula being among the targeted districts.
Responding to the gloomy situation that we saw in the statistics from the baseline on sanitation, especially with the public institutions, the project allocated 60 toilets to each of the districts, Kazungula and also Kalomo, and each one of them have actually put these 60 toilets and clustered them into ablution blocks of maybe 3 to 5, or 3 to 2, that's 5 toilets, and those have actually translated into 12 units of ablution blocks, and then they've allocated the schools and the health centers where they would want to put those ablution blocks for both Kalomo and Kazungula. Targets that have been put in there is drilling of 80 new boreholes in each of the 2 districts, and also rehabilitating 40 boreholes in each of the 2 districts. Then aside from that, there's also construction of water schemes. These are water schemes that are built in heavily populated growth centers, and each of the 2 districts have been allocated with targets of 2 water schemes, with an addition of the 100 cubic tank to be built around the water schemes.
We are very grateful from USAID. It's also my wish that we would actually scale up to other districts apart from Kalomo and Kazungula, so that the province is able to benefit at a larger scale.
And the Ministry of Local Government in the province wants Constituency Development Fund projects in the water and sanitation sector harmonized with this project.
Because the white farming communities are the people that are now given the authority to identify programs and projects to be implemented in the white. So with this in mind, when we're investing, I think it will be very easy now to influence the white government community at that level, to capture these programs and processes and be fed back to provinces for funding and implementation.
Runia Sakala, Zanis, in Choma, Southern Province.
In environmental news, as part of measures to protect the environment, Ministry of Green Economy and Environment has undertaken a tree planting exercise at Matero Aftercare Center. The ministry, together with environmental conservation organization Chilengedwe, in partnership with Rotary Club of Maluwa, planted fruit trees to improve the nutrition of people housed at the transit home. Mtalekani now reports.
Zambia has not been spared from global effects of climate change. This is why government is determined to come up with different strategies to protect the environment. Yesterday, the Ministry of Green Economy and Environment undertook a tree planting exercise with environmental conservation organization Chilengedwe and Rotary Club of Maluba Women at Matero Aftercare Center. The Ministry of Green Economy and Environment Director of Human Resource and Administration graced the occasion.
The Ministry of Green Economy and Environment will always support tree planting initiatives as part of the government's agenda to conserve nature for the sake of our very existence. Trees that are going to be planted at this institution will help to improve nutrition values to the aged parents at this institution, as well as improve the refreshing environment and provide beautiful places for them to relax and reduce stress.
One of our key focus areas is promoting environmental wellness. And in promoting environmental wellness, we therefore are keen to support what the ministry is doing. We are keen on enhancing all the activities that they're doing. The ministry came to this aftercare center to gift the people of the aftercare center some fruits to hopefully help enhance their well-being in terms of nutrition.
Matero Aftercare Center officer in charge, Regina Piri, said the fruit trees will go a long way towards addressing the nutrition needs of people at the transit home.
We have the Ministry of Green Economy and the Environment. They've brought a variety of fruit trees which they've planted here at the center to help us in the near future as the trees start bearing fruits, to provide some very much needed vitamins considering the kind of clients that we have here. They need a lot of fruits and vegetables.
Mtalakani for Zanis News in Lusaka.
In health news, MultiChoice Zambia has donated oxygen concentrators worth 225,000 kwacha to Arthur Debson Children's Hospital in Ndola and Kitwe Teaching Hospital Children's Unit. MultiChoice North Sales Manager Moses Shakapanga says the items will help in the treatment of patients in need of oxygen at both health facilities. More in the following report.
MultiChoice Zambia has donated oxygen concentrators to Arthur Debson Children's Hospital, ADCH, in Ndola and Kitwe Teaching Hospital on the Copperbelt province. MultiChoice sales manager Moses Shakapanga says the donation is meant to make a difference in saving the lives of the patients at both hospitals.
We are aware that there are children who are admitted in the hospitals as patients, and these children do not only need drugs for recovery, but also better treatment and support for them to recover. We are here to provide that critical support for their recovery.
ADCH is the biggest referral children's hospital that caters for the northern region in the country.
The Zambian government has embarked on the procurement of specialized medical equipment. It is important that cooperating partners like MultiChoice buy in the government's vision. MultiChoice has demonstrated today that the government still enjoys cemented partnership with cooperating partners in the provision of healthcare service delivery.
Hospital management is grateful for the donation.
I express my gratitude on behalf of my colleagues and just say to MultiChoice that please keep the fire burning, because this is truly of great help to this hospital.
Nelly Boto reporting for Zanis in Ndola.
Still looking at health matters, acting Zambezi District Health Director Station Kamanga has disclosed that drugs and office equipment worth over 28,000 kwacha have been stolen at Zambezi District Hospital. Mr. Kamanga says the stolen medicine include Coartem size 12 by 18 boxes and Coartem size 24 by 3 boxes. He said the office equipment that has also been stolen include one printer, a desktop computer and a router. Mr. Kamanga says the incident occurred on Saturday, December 17, 2022 between 02 hours and 04 hours and has since been reported to Zambezi police awaiting investigations. We continue with our Zanis News. Ministry of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Kenneth Kalunga says government is on course to ensure that the Zambia News and Information Services Zanis offices countrywide are equipped with necessary tools and equipment. Mr. Kalunga was speaking in Kafue District during his continued tour of Zanis offices and Topstar transmission sites. Evelyn Masialeti filed in this report.
He is on a tour of duty to familiarize himself with the operations of Zanis District Office in Kafue District. Minister of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Kenneth Kalunga says that government is in the process of equipping Zanis offices countrywide.
We are trying to equip all the districts countrywide. So far, we've provided the tools for the provinces. In the next lot, we want now to start to provide tools for the districts. That's where we're heading on, because we want to do our mandate.
Mr. Kalunga says that the public should take interest in watching Zanis channel in order to follow government programs.
As a ministry, we have now what we are calling a Zanis channel, where you can watch all what government is doing. What government is doing is being aired on Zanis platform. I appeal to the viewers to be watching the Zanis channel. It's on Twitter, it's also on Facebook under Zanis. Just Google Zambia News Agents, you find that we are there. The voice of government, authentic, that is verified information is found on this platform.
Kafue District Commissioner notes that there is need to equip Zanis offices with effective gadgets.
Of course, information is very important, but not under these circumstances. It becomes very difficult. The problem is that we only have one vehicle. So at times we share my vehicle with them.
The Permanent Secretary later toured Zanis offices and the Topstar transmission site in the district. Evelyn Masialeti, Zanis, Kafue District.
Choma District Administration has launched a digitized social cash transfer scheme to improve safety and reduce handling cash by PayPoint managers. District Commissioner Sigalia Gamela, who launched the digitized transfer scheme, says automating the payout will also improve timely access of funds by beneficiaries without compromising security. More in the following report.
With the increased transfer value of the social cash transfer scheme from 300 kwacha to 400 kwacha every 2 months for vulnerable people and 800 kwacha for the physically challenged who were previously getting 600 kwacha, with escalating cyber crimes, the theft of the monies being dispersed hard cash and the social cash transfer to beneficiaries has been a concern. To address this challenge, government has launched a digitized payout mechanism in Choma District of Southern Province to reduce the risk of handling cash by PayPoint managers.
I'm aware that there have been challenges here and there for you PayPoint managers, hence the coming in of automation and the digitalization of the payments.
Choma District Education Board Secretary Dennis Hameja advised teachers who are PayPoint managers to be responsive to the social cash transfer challenges.
Time around, we are aware of the presidential directives that the narrative at the top should be the same narrative at the middle and should be the same narrative at the bottom.
Choma District has 8,875 social cash transfer beneficiaries, and Choma District Social Welfare Officer Kazembe Ziambo is happy that social cash transfer has been digitized.
We need to change from the manual way, we now go digital. We understand that there are challenges, security issues are issues that are there, but I think this program which we've called you for, it will provide answers to all those challenges and all those paying arrangements, and I'm happy Debs is here today.
Gift Banji, reporting for Zanis News in Choma District, Southern Province.
We now move to Mchinga Province, where provincial administration has embarked on a sensitization program for suppliers and contractors on the electronic government procurement system, EGP. Provincial Permanent Secretary Henry Mukungule says the program is aimed at allowing stakeholders to understand the system in the effective procurement processes. Henry Lumpa reports that Mr. Mukungule was speaking during the official opening of the program in Chinsali.
In a bid to increase effectiveness, efficiency and participation in public procurement among stakeholders, the Mchinga Provincial Administration has embarked on a sensitization program for suppliers and contractors on the use of the electronic government procurement system following the recently increased Constituency Development Fund CDF. Henry Mukungule, who is Mchinga Province Permanent Secretary, officially opened the training program at the Chinsali Civic Center and stressed on the efficiency of the electronic government procurement system, EGP.
The use of the electronic government procurement system has proved to be efficient in promoting fair and non-discriminatory treatment of leaders, despite numerous players having challenges with electronic government procurement system, EGP.
And the Zambia Public Procurement Authority, ZPPA, who are facilitating the training, raised concerns over the low levels of participation by stakeholders since the launch of the EGP system.
This system was launched way back in 2016, and we've not seen much participation the way we opt to, because one of the tenets of public procurement is the competition.
However, some of the participants have expressed delight with the flexibility of the new system.
We are going to benefit out of it because there is transparency. Because manual work, it never used to help us, especially us women. It was so difficult for us.
This capacity building program has been triggered due to the recent challenges numerous players have been having with the EGP system. Henry Lumpa Jr., Zanis in Chinsali, Mchinga Province.
Lusangazi District Commissioner Mike Tembo says the poor road infrastructure in the area is hampering effective transportation of goods and services. Mr. Tembo says the situation is negatively affecting the transportation of farming inputs to far-flung areas. Lubasi Mtafela now reports.
Lusangazi is one of the newly created districts in Eastern Province, whose creation has brought hope to the people for effective social and economic transformation. However, this new district faces road infrastructure challenges as delivery of goods and services have been hampered.
Hampering progress when it comes to the delivery of inputs. Our trucks in certain places are not able to pass through, such that truck drivers, even the operators themselves who know that place, are not releasing their trucks to help us. So even that is also affecting, in the same vein, it's affecting the delivery of inputs. FRA in a way is affected. We have some maize at Chief Sandwich Palace, which requires that to be moved from there. Transporters are running away.
As a result, youths in the district have taken advantage of the situation to cash in by using ox-driven scotch cart to deliver fertilizer and seed for farmers.
Nimachita pe bagi 15 kwacha, but nimanyamula mabagi yuko na chabe yali 8 na series ng'ombe zima onongeka ku mapazi kambaka road niyoipa ina migwero singa kwa niso enda marodi ya bii.
Motorbikes are also being used for this purpose.
Mbeu z'abantu bali mu mafamazi azironga ni misingi yakazala y'amazi so tumachiteni kwatu.
Reporting for Zanis in Chipata District, Eastern Province, I'm Lubasi Mtafela.
And finally, sports. Nalolo Member of Parliament Imangawa Munyima has launched a festive football tournament as part of supporting recreation and sporting activities in the area. Mr. Wamnyima says the program is aimed at empowering youth to engage in sports activities during the festive season. Sifue Mwangala covered the event and now reports.
Nalolo Member of Parliament, Imangawa Munyima, has launched a festive football tournament for the people of Nalolo district. The football tournament is aimed at keeping the community, especially youth, busy during the forthcoming festive season. Launching the tournament at Nanjucha and Naswayo school grounds, Nalolo lawmaker disclosed that the tournament will be held annually.
I want to encourage sports. I would do this throughout my time as member of Parliament. So at least every year, women, youth, and men. We want to introduce more sports other than football, volleyball, and other things. And also these sports are to encourage you that during this festive season, so that you, as youth, you don't get busy doing the wrong things. I'll be discussing with FAS. We want to identify the best so that we have a team that can compete outside Nalolo district.
And Football Association of Zambia, Nalolo district chairperson, Liunguku Moyo, disclosed some of the roles that the association will carry out in the tournament.
Our role as a district committee is to organize competition of football in all its forms, and also is to remain neutral in matters of politics and religion.
The players thanked the area member of parliament for organizing the tournament. And the Barroso Royal establishment has welcomed the sports development.
I'm encouraging you all to work hard so that we are going to have a better use in Nalolo.
Sifue Mwangala, Zanis News, in Nalolo District, Western Province.
Well, Sifue Mwangala's report brings us to the end of Zanis News, but before we go away, another look at the top stories. 9 senior government officials have been sworn in by President Hakainde Hichilema. MultiChoice Zambia has donated oxygen concentrators to Copperbelt hospitals. A digitized social cash transfer scheme has been launched in Choma district. And Nalolo Member of Parliament has launched a festive football tournament. That is what we had packaged for you on Zanis News. Remember to join us tomorrow again at the same time. On behalf of the entire news production crew, my name is Henry Himonde. Goodbye.